Welcome everyone to another CTC Software webinar. My name is Sean Zerbis, the Director of BIM Development here at CTC Software, and today we're going to continue the HIVE CMS Admin Learning Series focusing exclusively on tag management and how effective that can be in really helping your end users discover content. As always, of course, this webinar is recorded. And also, of course, as always, if you are here live with us, you can participate with us by asking questions throughout using the questions panel in GoToWebinar. And we will be more than happy to try to answer them in line, or we also save a large Q&A session for the end. So with that, let's jump right in. So there's a lot of automatic stuff in HIVE that's already available for filtration. You can search pretty much anything that's available in the content. Revit parameters, AutoCAD properties and attributes, media file properties, PDF data, like all this stuff is searchable already in HIVE. The problem is, sometimes it's really meaningful to be able to add your own filtration. Whatever subjective thing or grouping or clustering you want to do beyond just the library that something's in, you may want to add your own filtration to that. And tagging really can be that perfect tool for you. And it is just another powerful thing that you can leverage. You can leverage, your users can leverage, and you can use this to search on demand for this content. You can also save these searches, which is nice and powerful because then you can make those tags reusable in a reusable saved search. So we're going to dig deep into some of the finer points of content tagging. We're going to talk about some of the details so that you can get the best possible results from the HIVE CMS, and in this case, specifically as it relates to tagging. So we're going to cover 4 specific topics here. We are going to describe the effect the tags have on content searches. We are going to take a look at configuring tags and defining tag naming conventions. We're also going to assign and unassign tags from the HIVE content itself so you can know exactly how that works. And then, we're going to just quickly discuss leveraging tagging within saved searches. We have a whole webinar dedicated to just really refining saved searches, but we're going to take a look today just at how tagging really plays into that a little bit. And since I'm not big on death by PowerPoint, we're going to go in live starting with tagging effects on saved searches. And so what I'm going to do is actually pull HIVE to the foreground here, and we're going to take a look really quickly at where you can access the tagging. So I'm signed in today as an admin, so you can see all the admin side controls, but end users have the vast majority of these as well. If I'm on the home page here, on the top left corner in HIVE, the home page right there, I can click on tags and it will list for me all of the tags that are actively applied to content that I can use. This list here will include tags that exist in my libraries, but it will also include tags that are available from libraries to which I have been invited and that I have subscribed to from the public space. So if it's a public library, I'll see those tags as well. And that's why naming conventions are really important for you to follow, at least for your own tags and your own content. You also can get access to tags directly from the search page. If you have the filters panel open, and I do recommend you always open up the filters panel and have it pinned open, it remembers that from session to session. You can go down here to where the tags are. The tags filter is in the top primary section. It's always available to all end users 100% of the time. And this tags list right here will list also all of the tags that I can leverage that are currently assigned to content for filtration. So I can use this. So right now today, if I wanted to search for all of my content, for example, that was listed as doors commercial, that was subjectively tagged as doors commercial, I can run apply here and it'll find me all of that content, which apparently I don't have that tag applied to anything, which is very interesting. Let's try doors double and see what comes up for that. Maybe I have another filter applied. Oh, you know what? I know why. It's because I'm in Revit 2020 and those tags are likely applied to future content that I don't have access to. Let's try one of these here. Let's try the MSI Tech because I believe that should actually show me some content. There we go. Yeah, so this content actually applies to Revit 2020. HIVE is smart enough to know that if the content is from a future version that I cannot consume it from, then it will just not show me that content because it's not relevant to me right now with my current design app open. Since I have Revit 2020 open, it's doing that filtration automatically. Okay, so this is giving me all the content that matches that. Now that might also, I can combine that if I really want to with other libraries. I can combine that with other Revit filters or AutoCAD filters or even advanced filters to really get exact access to the content that I want. Just keep in mind, these tags are subjective tags. So if I don't have the tag applied to anything that I can use, then you will see what I saw. Maybe it might be 0 results. Just means you as admins need to kind of stay on top of the tagging aspect of your content to a degree. We'll talk about that a little bit here. First, let's talk about actually creating some tags. And so we're going to go into the actual management portal. Now, the management portal address is right here. It's ctcsoftware.com/portal. You can just go to ctcsoftware.com if you want to and just click the little person, sign in, and then you're in the portal. But you can also get direct access to the portal by just going direct here. You can use your smartphone, your tablet, your kid's Chromebook, pretty much anything that has a web browser. You can use that to get access to this, which is nice. There's plenty of times I've done some administration of Hive right from my cell phone because, we almost all have, smart cell phones these days. So I can do that management right from there. You also have access to this directly from the Hive app itself. If you're here on the Home tab and you're looking at tags, you can click Manage and it will take you directly to this exact web address /CMS/tags, and it'll bring you directly into the tag management. So right now, I'm just going to click on this and we're going to go directly to that web address here. I already happen to have it open here, but we're going to go directly to that. That brings me to the dashboard. For the tag management, we're going to go to CMS. We're going to go into tags, and you'll see here a little bit of what I have set up for my tag configuration. Let me show all of my tags. I have about 40 some odd tags here, so I'll just show 50 items on this page at this point. In this tags space, the management of these tags is much like the management of users and groups, much like the management of libraries or projects. Over here to the right, if you want a new tag, you can simply create a tag. You give it a name. If you want, you can give it a description, and you click Create. That'll create a brand new tag and close this box. If you wanted to make a bunch of them, you can start typing in names and then click Create a New, and it will create that tag and then go to the next tag and let you just keep going if you have a bunch of them that you want to fill out quickly. Another option for you for creating tags is to simply download your current list of tags, or if you have none, it'll give you an Excel file with a template to be able to create a bunch of tags. You can then in Excel fill out a bunch of tags that you want or modify existing tags that you have, modify the names to standardize them after today's webinar, and then save that file and turn around and re-import that list of tags. And it will create new tags for those that are truly new, and it will fix tags, rename them, and update descriptions for tags that you've modified in that Excel file. So it can be a really efficient way to go through and quickly manipulate your tags. Now with tags, one of the things that I'm going to recommend, since we're talking about naming conventions here, that's the current topic is naming conventions. Within that portal space, you want to make sure that you have some consistency in your naming. Don't just call out like hardware or commercial or something that isn't really consistent with anything, because that could mean a lot of different things. You want to try to have your tagging be specific to something. And so in my case, you'll notice that I have some app settings loaded in here. I have my room data sheets app settings in Hive. I have Schedule Excel default app settings in Hive, so I can actually open them from there and then use them in the app. I also have a couple of clients that I work with regularly with my content, and so I have tags that are associated to those customers. There's some code labels in my standards and procedures library, and I wanted to get quick access and easy access to the code for the state of Minnesota and the codes for the state of Wisconsin if I cache those locally. Similarly, I've got some detail-specific filters in here, some discipline-specific filters, so I can have all of my structural content tagged a specific way, my discipline architecture content tagged a specific way, and these all group together nicely, which makes it real easy in Hive then to filter for that as well. I could type in doors or DI or details and see exactly what those filters are that are available to me as an end user. I have some mechanical equipment stuff, some structure stuff. There's all kinds of different ways you can do this, but whatever you do, be consistent and think about how are my users going to find this tag? Logically, where should I group it within here? And the best grouping you have is alphabetical grouping. So make your tags, make them consistent. If you do have a tag and you're like, well, I don't like the naming of that, I want it to have a different name, that's fine. You can simply click Edit, You can modify that tag, click update, and then it will refresh that tag's name. And anything it's been assigned to will also update to this new, whatever the name happens to be. Similarly, if you do the Excel workflow and you export a list and import a list, once again, it will refresh all those tags that you've modified so that in Hive, all the associations are retained. Okay. Let's jump back to the PowerPoint here and talk about how you can assign and unassign tags after you've created them or managed them. So this happens back within the Hive product again. And the application of or removal of tags is actually pretty straightforward. You simply right-click any piece of content you can see, or if you have selected more than one piece of content, because you can shift select, you can right-click and go down here to Manage Tags. Depending on your CMS organization settings, of course, you as admins can do this as CMS admins or as organization admins, but if you have it set for the libraries to allow contributors to manipulate tagging, they also can do this. So you can actually sort of crowdsource within your firm tag manipulation, tag management. But here it's manage tags, and you can either assign tags to something or remove tags from something or from some things. So let's go have a reason to do this. One of the tags that I have, that I know that I have, relates to details for, I believe it is mechanical. Let's go just double check here again real quick. Do I have one of those? I don't. I have details for concrete walls, details for piping, and details for wood floors. But let's make a new tag here for details, space dash space, mechanical. Okay. Now, I could also just use discipline mechanical that I have down here and let my end users filter by details and leverage the discipline mechanical, which is probably what I should do instead of doing a detail mechanical here. But, oh, details, plural, it's pluralized. So I can create this, but I really should be using just discipline mechanical and associating to all things mechanical for this particular application. That's okay, though. Let's use this example anyway. If I go here to my tags and I hit refresh, of course, it's not going to show up in my list because, well, it's not assigned to anything yet. So let's go actually run a search. I'm going to go here to my filters. I'm specifically going to go find details, the views, detail items, details. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I wanted views. Views. Here we go. That's what I wanted. And I'm going to remove the MSI tech filter and hit apply and just kind of see what shows up. Now, there's a lot of stuff. Let's further filter here. Let's go find views in my MEP productivity pack. Let's only show Revit content and see what shows up now. All right, there's a bunch of stuff here. You see a lot of M underscores here in this list. Let's up at the top search exclusively for mechanical, just to kind of see what we can get with this. This should, in theory, give me more mechanical stuff. So there's MP, mechanical piping here. There's all kinds of stuff. But I'm going to go through and begin to filter specifically for anything that's M underscore. I probably could have searched for M underscore and found that as well. But these MP ones are, I'm going to specifically tag as mechanical piping perhaps in the future. Let's do that as well. That plus quote M underscore quote and just kind of see what shows up here. That's not going to work. Yeah, I guess it will work. There's a few things. So we're going to grab these two, this one. We're just going to grab a couple of these here and then right click, assign tags, manage tags here, assign tags. And I want to refresh my list, make sure it's here, details mechanical. And because I'm going to future-proof this a little for myself, I'm also going to specifically set discipline mechanical here so I have that at my fingertips. I'm going to go ahead and select both of those tags. This is going to run through and apply the tags to all 9 pieces of content that I have selected at this point. And I could keep going if I wanted to grab a few more. Let's see here. There's actually quite a few of these M underscore tags in the views in the mix. No MPs yet, so I can grab a bunch of this. Shift select, right click, manage tags, assign, one more time, details mechanical, and I'm also, just to future proof this for myself, I'm going to go ahead and choose DI mechanical. So you can actually apply more than one tag at a time. By the way, if you click create, it will bring you right back to this tags location over here in the portal if you're an admin. End users don't have that if they don't have some kind of admin level controls. This is going to rip through and add those tags to those 42 pieces of content at this point. So now I had to go through mechanical plus M. I had to set a specific library. I had to go filter for my views, and I had to set only Revit content to really get this list of stuff. And there's still some other things that are kind of in the mix, like there's some MP details up here and some mechanical spec sheets at the top here. I only wanted to get just the M underscore actual details themselves. So now what I can do, if I clear everything out and I clear this off, I now only as an end user have to go here to details. Let me refresh this because now there's details, should be details in the mix. There we go. Details mechanical. I can hit apply, and this is going to run that search for me and save me as an end user quite a lot of time, because now this is only going to find me those items that explicitly have that tag details mechanical associated to it, right? So as an end user, I can leverage those very easily now after that has been assigned to my content. Now, by the way, if you find that something has been assigned that you didn't want, you can always right-click or shift-select and grab a bunch of items, right-click, manage tags, and you can remove a specific tag from a specific set of items that maybe is inappropriately tagged. And again, your end users, if you have allowed contributors to do this, they can also right-click and assign and remove tags just like you can. The only thing they can't do is author new tags. You provide the tags for them to use, and then they can subjectively associate that to content, which can be really nice for some of these client-specific tags here. If I drop down my tags list, like my client, CTC Software, MSI Tech, I think I had another one in the mix there. With those tags, if you have specific projects and they need content for it, you can have admins go through and find details or things that relate to that client or that project, and then they can associate those tags. And then the end users of that project can use that filter consistently. So now, how do we use this in a consistent way? Well, there's other ways we can do this. We can go here and search. We can use this. We can use library combinations of this, because one of the things that I had done was I was using DI mechanical, and if I apply this one, I might get a bunch of extra items. Like here's a bunch of mechanical type fittings, but really what I wanted was those details, those views. And so I might combine tags with categories here and say, give me back my views, but only views that are tagged as DI mechanical. And then I can hit apply, and this will find me all DI mechanical items. It's those same drafting views because I leveraged that earlier, but it's more than just views. So I can combine tags and views that lets me have fewer tags and leverage some of the other filters where it's really meaningful that are automatic properties. So I have less to manage, but still get a lot of value, all right? Now, if you find yourself doing this a lot, and I wanted to specifically find mechanical details, mechanical drafting views, and my users are going to do this regularly, I can simply save this search. And I can make a new search for MEP productivity pack, mechanical details. Okay, I can give common terminology to the end user, mechanical details out of this particular pack. This isn't technically just filtering for that library necessarily, but because it's leveraging my DI mechanical tag, it's going to find me the mechanical stuff. And because it's looking at views, it's going to find me the details. And then they can further filter within those for something specific if they want to. Now, I can share this with the entire organization, and I can choose what groups get this. Probably, since I have a disciplined mechanical team of people, I would want them to see this particular search. It wouldn't necessarily make sense for me to share it with other team members because maybe they don't all need it. So I'm going to share it with just the DI mechanical group of people. Of course, I will see it, but then anybody in this user group will also see it. So I can select that, I can save my search, and now that team of people in their Save Search dropdown over here will see MEP Productivity Pack Mechanical Details. They'll also have access to MEP Details, which gives them all of the details with no tags associated, so this is everything. And they could certainly drop this down and choose the DI Mechanical tag, but they could also, if they're a mechanical user now, do MEP Mechanical Details, and then what it does is it runs that same search, resets exactly my filters, and saves a bunch of time. So that's how we can leverage this specifically with saved searches. All right, As always, I want to say thank you to everyone who's attended our webinar live. We hope that you've enjoyed this. Show up here. We're going to go ahead and one more time say thank you, and we look forward to seeing you in future CTC webinars. Have a great day.